Hello everyone. Today we will see the next chapter, that is nonlinear control systems. So basically up till now we have studied the state space analysis, then compensator design by root locus, by frequency domain, discrete time control system, and all these things. Now this is the last chapter, that is the nonlinear control systems. So what is meant by nonlinear control systems? Nonlinear systems are the systems which does not obey the principle of superposition. So principle of superposition. So what is meant by that? Now see, if a system has a response y1 of t and y2 of t to any two inputs, so let us say x1t and x2t. So here you can see, so g is the transfer function of the system, so x1 is the applied input and y1 for is the output for the related input x1. So if we change the input to the same system, that is x2 is the input and y2 is the output. Now for two inputs x1 and x2t, we have the response y1 and y2 of the t. So if we give the combination of these two inputs, that is alpha 1 times x1 of t plus alpha 2 times x2 of t, that is the given input, that is by the linear combination of two individual two inputs. So we have the outputs, that is alpha 1 y1t plus alpha 2 y2t, where alpha 1 and alpha 2 are constants. So we can see here. So to satisfy the principle of superposition, y3 must be equal to y1 alpha 1 plus alpha 2 y2. For example, if y is equal to x plus b dx by dt, that is the linear system, and consider another system, that is y equal to x square plus b e raised to bx, so that is the nonlinear system. So for example, in a linear system, if the input is sinusoidal, the output of linear system will also be sinusoidal, but in nonlinear the output will be non-sinusoidal. The nonlinear system, the homogeneity and superposition properties. So in general we can say that the nonlinear systems does not possess the homogeneity and superposition properties. Now what is meant by the homogeneity property? So if the magnitude of the input increases k times, then the output magnitude that also gets increased by k times, then this property is called as homogeneity. For example, if x is the input and y is the output, then if we change the input as kx, then output becomes ky. So this property is called as homogeneity. Now how we can define the system? So if the two inputs are applied simultaneously, then output will be the sum of two outputs, and this property is called as superposition. Now you can see that for the linear system, the system which possesses the property of superposition and the homogeneity, these systems are called as the linear systems. So here we can see that if G is the system transfer function, x1 is the input, y1 is the output, and for the same system, if the input is changed, that is x2 is y2 is the output, so two different inputs are applied for the same system, we are getting two different outputs. Then if we the combination of these two inputs to the same system, that is x1 plus x2, then it will yield the output that will be y1 plus y2. So that is the superposition theorem. So are you getting? The systems which behaves or obeys the principle of superposition theorem and also the homogeneity. So these are called as the linear systems. Now, the stability of the nonlinear system depends on the input and the initial state of the system. Sometimes, to improve the characteristics of the system, some non-linearities are intentionally added to the system. Such types of non-linearities are called as intentional non-linearities. If the non-linearities are inherently present in the system, for example, saturation, dead zone, friction, etc., then these non-linearities are known as incidental non-linearities. So remember that non-linearities may be intentional or incidental non-linearities. So that is about the non-linear systems. Now we will see what are the different characteristics or common types of non-linearities. So some of the common non-linearities are as described or discussed below. So first characteristic is the saturation. Saturation characteristic is as shown in figure A, that is above top figure. So the common example is a relationship between magnetic flux and the current in iron core. So another example is the resistor. So a resistor is a linear for low values of current, but it becomes non-linear for higher values of current because of the temperature. We know that on the temperature the resistance depends. So that after at high temperature the resistor will behave as a non-linear. So another examples for the saturation are transistors and magnetic components. So another non-linearity is a dead zone. So what is meant by dead zone? So we can see in this figure B, that is dead zone. So here we can see that dead zone, the characteristic or the graph between output and input. So here we can see that when input is applied for a system, so after a long time or after some point it will yield the output. So sometimes output is 0 when input crosses a certain value. Such type of non-linearity are shown or seen in motors, actuators, that is, and in DC servo motors. So this is as shown in figure. So dead zone is, here we can say that from O to A and from O to minus A, this patch is called as dead zone. So remember that dead zone means output is 0 when input that is applied. Even though the input is applied, output will be 0. So that is called as the dead zone non-linearity. Next non-linearity, common non-linearity is friction. So frictional force opposes body. So there are two types, static and dynamic. In mechanical system there are two types of friction. These are the viscous friction and the static friction. So viscous friction is proportional to the relative velocity between moving surfaces, and the force velocity relationship is linear. So it can be as shown in figure below, that is figure C. Next common non-linearity is a relay. So that can be also called as the electromechanical switch. So a relay is a non-linear power amplifier which provides a large amplifications. So therefore they are used in control systems. The characteristics are as shown below. So figure A is showing the characteristic of ideal relay, and the figure B is showing the characteristic of actual relay. Next non-linearity is the backlash. So backlash is a play between the teeth of a drive gear and driven gear. So its characteristic can be as shown in the figure below. So here we can have two bits, that is introduction to the non-linear systems. So how we can define the non-linear systems, and another information of the non-linear. So two things we have to remember. The non-linear systems means the systems which does not obey the homogeneity property and the superposition theorem. So if the systems are not following these two properties, then the system is called as the non-linear control system. So another point, that is which are the different types of non-linearities. So there are main non-linearities, and these are saturation, dead zone, friction, relays, and backlash. So these are the two things we have to see. And one more thing, the stability of the non-linear system, that depends on the input and the initial state of the system. So as to improve the characteristic of system, some non-linearities are added intentionally and some non-linearities are inherent. So we can see that non-linearity may be intentional or incidental, that means these are inherently present in the system. Now we will see the particular behaviors of the non-linear systems. The most important behavior of the non-linear system is that they do not obey the principle of superposition, and due to this the response of non-linear system to a particular test signal, that is input signal, is no guideline to their behavior for the other inputs. So the response of the nonlinear system, it may be highly sensitive to input amplitude. Hence, in a nonlinear system, the stability is very much dependent on the input and also on the initial state. So there are two different behaviors of the nonlinear systems, and these are limit cycle and another one is the jump resonance. So let us see what is the limit cycle. So in case of linear time invariant system, that is LTI system, a periodic oscillation is a sinusoidal. So the amplitude of such oscillations is a function of excitation applied and the initial condition. If the system parameters are changed slightly, then system poles are shifted, and due to this oscillations will no longer exist. So in case of nonlinear systems, periodic oscillations are present but are not dependent on amplitude of applied excitations. Also, the oscillations are not much sensitive to the parameter variation. So a periodic oscillation in case of nonlinear system, that is called as limit cycle. So periodic oscillation in case of nonlinear system is called as limit cycle. Normally limit cycles are non-sinusoidal, and limit cycle, that is also called as self-excited oscillations, which is observed in certain nonlinear systems. The nonlinear system exhibit limit cycles which are self-sustained oscillations of fixed frequency and amplitude. So remember that limit cycles, these are also called as self-excited oscillations, and these are of fixed frequency and amplitude. Once the system trajectories converge to a limit cycle, it will continue to remain in the closed trajectory, that is in the closed path in the state space identified as limit cycles. So, in many systems, the limit cycles are undesirable, that is, these are the unwanted phenomenon. So, the limit cycles that can be as shown figure. So, we can see figure A, that is the closed path, and it can be said that it is a stable limit cycle, and in figure B, so it is not having the closed path, so that is called as unstable limit cycle. A nonlinear system, when excited by a sinusoidal input, may generate several harmonics in addition to the fundamental corresponding to the input frequency. The amplitude of fundamental is usually largest, but harmonics may be of significant amplitude in many situations. So, that is all about the first behavior of the nonlinear system, that is limit cycle. Now, another behavior, particular or peculiar behavior or characteristic that is exhibited by the nonlinear systems, that is called as the jump phenomenon. For example, consider the frequency response curve of spring mass dashpot or damper system. So, the frequency response of the system with linear spring and hard spring are shown in figure A and B. So, here we can see. So, figure A, that is frequency response for linear system, and figure B, that is the frequency response for the system. Now, consider a nonlinear system excited by sinusoidal input of constant amplitude. If the input frequency is increased, then jump or discontinuity occurs in the response amplitude. With decrease in frequency also, jump can be observed, but at different frequency. So, a nonlinear system is one which behaves quite differently for various input frequency. Let's consider the nonlinear system with the equation mx double dot plus fx dot plus k1 x plus k2 x raised to 3 is equal to f cos of omega t. If magnitude versus frequency plot is plotted for this function, that will be as shown in figure B, that is for the nonlinear system. So, as the input frequency is increased from 0 with input amplitude fixed, then a response follows the path through A, B, C, but at C, on increase in frequency results in the discontinuous jump down to the point D, after which with further increment in frequency the curve follows the path from D to E. Now, if the frequency is decreased, the response follows the curve E to D F, that is E D F, with jump to B occurring at F and then move to A. This overall curve shows the familiar hysteresis or jump resonance phenomenon. So, that is all about the jump resonance. So, we can see here between response versus the frequency. As the frequency is increased, so initially the path of this curve, it will follow the path from A, B, C at point D. After increasing in frequency, it will follow the path D to E. Now, if we decrease the frequency, it will move from E to D, then to F. So, if we go on decreasing the frequency, it will follow the path E, D, F, and at F it will jump to point B, and then after further decreasing the frequency, it will follow the path from B to A. So, this phenomenon is called as jump resonance. So, these are the two different phenomenon or the characteristics which are obeyed or performed by the nonlinear control systems.